All right, Black Power. It's the General, y'all. General Seti, and I'm black at y'all ass again with this real fucking talk. Tomorrow is the day. Creatures from the caucus, you should have your ass in the place, especially if you got chronic crackatosis and that goddamn niggeritis. Nigga, have your ass in the place so you can get some healing in your life. Straight up, this is a shocking lecture. You understand? Raw truth in the purest form. Don't come here playing no game. Nigga, if your chest is soft as eggshells, you should stay out the goddamn off the live stream. But if you seeking and you seeking wisdom, you seeking the truth, then you should most definitely have your ass in the place. Straight up. Today, and the link is right down in the video description. Hit that link as soon as possible so the healing can begin as soon as possible. All right. Today, I want to add on to the video from a couple of days ago. Let me bring that up. The Serpentine Naga language decoded in modern vernacular. And this is the part 2 to that. You understand what I'm saying? Because, I want to make sure that we fully understand what, the information that's being taught. Sometimes you got to go to the chalkboard more than once. Black Power. I know you out there. Call some of you niggas on your way to the club. You understand what I'm saying? You was on your way to the club. Nigga about to turn up. About to turn up for no goddamn reason at all. You understand what I'm saying? Going on out there and party for what? We lose. Nigga gotta stop partying all the goddamn time. Start getting real with this motherfucking reality we dealing with. Hold on, let me get it on here. Okay, we up here. Now, again, many times we don't understand that, the peoples are speaking all around you. If you watched, what's that movie, Training Day? When, Denzel had the little white boy in there, he asked him, he said, you know how to speak Spanish? He said, no. He said, you better learn it, motherfucker. Because somebody's going to be talking about killing your ass right in your goddamn face. You understand what I'm saying? And so many times, language is a code for many people. And even if you speak it, they speak around you. You know what I'm saying? We do the same goddamn thing. You know what I'm saying? We take a word and goddamn, it means one thing to the Caucasoid, but to our people, it means something totally different. We do the same goddamn thing. So you can't take everything for face value. You see what I'm saying? And so in the ancient world, we were the Serpentine people. You understand what I'm saying? And when I speak of Serpentine, I'm talking about the King Cobra. A lot of people just talk about snow. We just know it ain't just no goddamn snake. Okay? That's where you're wrong. It wasn't just any goddamn snake. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just any goddamn cat. It was the lion. It was the king of all beasts. They didn't just choose a snake. Okay? So I always put in the emphasis that it was a king cobra. Okay? It was the hawk. You understand what I'm saying? It was the most prolific killer in the air. It was the lion, the most prolific killer on the land. And then you got that king cobra, also a very prolific killer. You understand? One hit and your ass is out of there. You see what I'm saying? And so what we got to understand, when you hit it and you see the serpent, just like you see the dog. When you talk about the Caucasoid, some of his greatest zoo types is the dog, but even more so than the dog is the goat. So, those are probably the two greatest of the Caucasoid zoo types. You understand what I'm saying? In many instances, he identifies himself based on them zoo type. That's why his woman is called a what? A bitch. You see what I'm saying? And then, see, you think that that's so, some people say, oh, that you just being derogatory. Till you go and see Remulus and Romulus being fed by what? The she-wolf, okay? And so when you talk about the son of a bitch, then we know who the true son of a bitch is in reality. You understand what I'm saying? In reality. And they understand that. So, in many instances, when we speak of the king cobra or the serpent, we say the serpent, me already knowing that we speaking of the king cobra, is speaking to African people, okay? It's speaking to African people. And so when you see here, you see the Ka, and the Ka, you can see the Ka, that's the spirit of an African. You can see him right there, praying and giving homage to what? That's the goddess. And I'm going to show you that. You see, this is where the Hindu get, the Kundalini is feminine energy, and it is, but it's also masculine too. So many times when you see the caduceus or the twin serpent, you're talking about a feminine and masculine balance. Because we always want to speak of balance, okay? We always want to speak of balance. But, when people don't understand the whole story, they get one page and they read from that one page, and that's all they know. You understand what I'm saying? So it's feminine, but it's also masculine too. You see what I'm saying? And so you come down and even outside of Africa, what you call the Nile Valley, in what we call, West Africa and Southern Africa, you see also that the serpent was venerated. You understand what I'm saying? Venerated before the sacred meanings, the sacred geometry. Because when you understand, and I'm going to do one on the number system and the alphabet is Serpentine. Because you can see, even when you study in the so-called Medunet, when they look at how the glyphs transformed into what you call the alphabetic letters, before they became alphabetic letters, you can see they were serpents, many of them, before they became the alphabetic letter. You understand what I'm saying? So when you look at the sacred geometry and the alphabet, the sacred alphabet, you see that that's serpentine. You understand? We see again when the snake rise up in that instant, and he rise up, you know what I'm saying? And, in his striking position, that's the number 7. You understand what I'm saying? We understand when the snake coils and shit. Many times it'll make the 6, the 8. You understand? In almost all numbers. So by nature, the numbers are serpentine, and that's why when you speak of as wise as serpents, and that's why you're gonna see why the dragon is also connected to wisdom, learning, books, and so on and so forth. We understand, and see, again, we're going to talk about something. The last video, we understand that morph is a word origin for serpentine, to metamorphosis, and so on and so forth. And so you're going to also see anthropomorphic. You see what I'm saying? You're going to also see anthropomorphic, which when you give human-like characteristics to something that's not, is non-human. The man in the moon, that's anthropomorphic. But see, even in that, you see the serpentine word origin, because to metamorphosize as the dragon, I was watching a video just yesterday, and it was about a dragon, and this motherfucking dragon was turning into a little mouse, and this motherfucker was turning it into it. So the dragon has the ability to morphosize into almost anything. You see what I'm saying? And so here you can see from the Nile Valley to West in Southern Africa, you still venerated the serpent for, again, the sacred geometry. And we understand that, what we call the Ouroboros, which is the serpent with his tail in his mouth, is symbolic of what? is symbolic of infinity, eternity. This is what you get with the circle. When you look at the geometric definition, the mathematical definition of a circle, it represents infinity. It represents eternity. It goes on and on and on and on and on. Immortality. You see, immortality. So by recognizing that we are of the the dragon race or the serpent race, because the dragon come up out of the winged serpent. That's where they come up out of. Okay, and that in itself is a metamorphosis. So when you look in Egypt, you see the winged serpent that became what you see today, the dragon. It's no different. You see what I'm saying? Both connected to the sun. You understand what I'm saying? A symbol of the sun, the hawk, a symbol of the sun, the lion, a symbol of the sun. So you will have a cosmic symbol, you will have a zoomorphic symbol, and you will have a human type symbol. Okay, all representing the same energy. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so for us, you can see the hormatic was also, which is the Sphinx or the lion, was one of our divine zoo types. So we were identified with the lion and the hawk. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, Ru. You understand what I'm saying? So the Pharaoh was recognized as the reigning Hey, Ru on the throne. Symbolic, you'll see the hawk as a symbol. So many times you will see the hawk with the crown on his head. So in that, you got an anthropomorphic and a zoomorphic, because it's the Pharaoh, even though you see it's a hawk. In the symbolism, it represents the Pharaoh. Okay, so we got to understand in this instance that the serpent is symbolic of our people. We are eternal. You understand? We are immortal. Okay, and in the serpent, you also find salvation, because you transform or you metamorphosize from one life to the next. Okay, that's salvation, going on into the afterlife. Okay, and so as you see here, all the way to what you want to call the Hindu or the Naga Kush. You see what I'm saying? Why people got on the monsoons, which are the trade winds that go from Africa to Asia and back from 4 months of the year. It goes from Africa to Asia, and then for another 4-5 months, it moves from Asia to Africa. And they're called the monsoon. It's a rainy season, very strong winds that, push many, large imports and exports from Africa to Asia and from Asia to Africa. Okay. And so we see that this is a universal teaching amongst African people, among Nagas. Okay. Which today we say nigga. You see what I'm saying? So when you see the serpent, it's called Naga, which today we say nigga. You understand? In many respects. In Ethiopia, they say nagas. Niggas, nagas. You see what I'm saying? Niggas, nagas. And then for the feminine aspect is niggas. Nigist. You understand what I'm saying? And so we understand, see, many of these words and many of these symbolisms is hiding our history, is hiding our origin. We're going to see origin is also rooted in the Serpentine Vernacular. So you see right here, this is in Sudan. You understand? Naga, Sudan. And there you're going to find the temple of a petamat. I didn't put it in here because I want to stick to the vernacular. You had to get Naga the nigga. You understand? Then I'll go in there into that much deeper. So you see, from Ethiopia into Sudan, you see Naga, Nagas. It's divine, it's kingly. You understand? When you look at the serpent, which is a Naga, the king cobra, you see, it represents royalty. I want to be clear about that. What this, this serpentine king cobra symbolize, okay, is one aspect, it represents royalty. On the other aspect, it represents divinity. On another aspect, it represents creation, the creator, the one that created everything, the goddess of the universe. You see what I'm saying? And so you see from all the way from Sudan all the way over to the Naga Kush, which we call India today. You see, our people symbolized as serpent, okay? As a serpent, meaning that we are an eternal people. When you look at the definition that we are the creators of wisdom, because we know that the dragon and as wise as serpents all connected to wisdom, which means we were the wisest. You understand what I'm saying? It also see that the dragon was a lover of gold and silver. And you see that our people are called Nubians. And we're going to see very shortly the twin serpent crown of the Nubian to show that the Naga or the serpentine understanding of immortality is universal amongst Kushite African people. And so what am I saying here is that you can go in many stories throughout history and they'll talk about the serpent, and in reality they talking about our people. Just like St. Patrick, they say he put the serpents out the goddamn island, but they already know that's allegorical, that's a mythological story. It wasn't no goddamn serpents on the island. What they were talking about was the African people, the Twa, and even the Egyptians that had already colonized that land, okay? And so that's, many instances, that's allegorical and mythological, where they didn't hear be, talking about the serpent. But that's in actuality is our people, okay? And so when we come down, when we see the serpent here, and you see that 8 in there, you see serpentine, you see all the numbers is serpent. Back to wisdom, back to wisdom. You see what I'm saying? Back to wisdom and back to a sacred geometry, back to language. You understand what I'm saying? Back to scribing, even the pen is serpentine. You see what I'm saying? So here you see Isis as the serpent, as the king cobra. This is the Wajet. Isis, Wajet. You see Wajet over the pineal gland of the Pharaoh, sitting right there on the pineal gland, the third eye. You understand what I'm saying? The protector of the great Pharaoh, the protector of the Son of God. You see what I'm saying? Who's sitting on the throne. And so when you look down, you see, when you look down here, you see her as the serpent. This is our set, the oracle. See, we're going to see that oracle is rooted in the serpentine. Isis is the first oracle. She's the oracle that set down all oracles on the planet. Was no oracle greater than Set. She was, with her power, was able, you understand, to even raise Osiris up. You understand? She was known to speak words of power that can bring anything into existence that she pleased. So she was the most powerful oracle on the planet at any given time in human history. All other oracles is nothing but, a weaker cut of a manifestation of the oracle of our set. And you see her there in a protective form. You see the wings. You understand what I'm saying? This is the seraphim of the Hebrews, which is the highest order of angels. Okay? And we got to be clear as we speak. You understand that in much of Egyptian spirituality, the cobra is symbolic of the goddess by default. If it speaks of a man, it'll be very direct. But if you don't see it's to be recognized as a goddess by default, okay? By default, and that's to be made clear. And so this is where they get the understanding that the Kundalini is feminine energy. They got that from ancient Egypt, okay? They got that from ancient Egypt. And I can go and show you all of the chakras, what they want to call chakras, in ancient Africa before Hindu even was known on the planet Earth. But today we say chakra because, you know, we go over to the Hindu, we go over to the Christian, we go over to the Jew and the Muslim, and we want to be so much like them that we, you know, we parrot their terminology without going back and understanding our own and seeing ourselves as the masters. And we don't speak as students. We the masters. And so you see here, this is Perseus. This is Perseus. This is one of Clash of the Titans. You see what I'm saying? And Perseus was the slayer of Medusa, who was a Gorgon. Okay, and we'll see that Gorgon is rooted in the Serpentine Vernacular. And you see right there that these, once we understand now, just like with Heru, you see Moses come up off that, you know, the Hebrews was worshiping the golden calf, which again was the African woman. And you see right here, they was, you know, in Greece and in Rome prior to the white man even getting there, that the African goddess was the oracle there, which they gave them a blueprint to set up the oracle of Delphi and the oracle of Pythia and all of that. That was a fake, you understand what I'm saying, replacement of the original great African spirituality that was in the land but prior to them coming in. You see what I'm saying? And so you see right here, they've demonized the African goddess. They've demonized, and once you understand another thing, that the Gorgons was titans. See, they was titans, and that's very significant because the titans ruled before the goddamn gods. That's very clear. You see what I'm saying? We have to understand. So the top part come up out of one of the dictionaries of the so-called Meduna. Now, some things can be identified. The language is fake and fictional, but some symbols can be identified for what their true meaning is because you can see it. You can visually see it. You understand what I'm saying? And so many times, just like when you see right here, you see Isis, you see Isis, you see Wajet, you see that this is the goddess. So this is not something that could be hid. This is something that could be evaluated by any serious researcher. That it represents the serpent, it represents the goddess, it represents the priestess. Here again, you see some of the symbols. You know what I'm saying? As you can see. So even the staff that they hold, and when you see these, any type of magician, sorcerer, prophet, the staff that they're holding is the staff for the goddess, the priestess. Okay? Even if you see them over the bowl, that's the goddess, that's the priestess. In many instances, you will see the fire-spitting serpent or goddess. Okay? Then you got the goddess Manit. Okay? And so if you see that symbol next to it, that's the goddess Manit. And then you will see the flag with the serpent in front of it, which is symbolic of the goddess, And so this is where they get that the Kundalini is feminine energy, and it is feminine energy, but there is a masculine aspect of the serpentine, as with anything in nature. Okay, as with anything in nature. So again, we see here, you see our set right there, and you can see the cow horns, and you see the sun dip, and this is one of the ruling Kandite queens from Sudan, and you see where, you see right on her Wajet, which is on right there on the pineal gland. You see that it's Aset. It's not even Wajet, it's Waset. Aset. You see the horns, you see the sun dip sitting right there on right there at the pineal gland, which is a portal to the Creator. You understand what I'm saying? It's a portal to the Creator. And it's a transmitter and it's a receiver of spiritual energy. And so even in the serpentine, spiral, spirit, You see what I'm saying? And we're going to deal with centripetal force, which is the movement of the universe. Serpentine. Okay? Serpentine. So here again, now, right here, now this is one of the pharaohs. He's the son of the sun. And so in this instance, it'll be very direct. You understand what I'm saying? But again, if you just see it on the wall and you see the sun, it's to be recognized as a goddess. And if it's a man, it'll be very direct. If you do not see this, the features, then it's to be recognized as the goddess. So you see from Africa all the way to the Naga Kush, you see the anthropomorphic, metamorphosized serpent. You understand what I'm saying? All over and so it's key that they have a common origin. This is what our people believe. We are the immortal race. We are the race that will transform and move on into a greater life after the one we live here. You understand? We were the first people to even understand salvation, to have an afterlife. No other people had. They didn't know what an afterlife was. Read The Stolen Legacy by George G.M. James. We gave the people immortality. We gave the world salvation because we looked at creation and we seen the sun resurrect every day. We seen many animals, such as the snake, such as the cocoon or the caterpillar, go into a cocoon. And this is where we got many of our sciences and developed our sciences, such as mummification, which is a cocoon. And so we come up out of that cocoon. We blossom up out of that cocoon and go into the next life. We're immortal. So you got to understand that behind a lot of these zoo types is a sacred science, a sacred spirituality. So you got to dig deep. You got to dig deep. Again, you see him right here. This is Tahaka, the Nubian. What you see? You see the twin serpents. You see the lion there. You know what I'm saying? The twin serpents, or what you call the caduceus. You understand? Healing. You understand? Wisdom. Sovereignty and dominion. You understand what I'm saying? When you got sovereignty and dominion, and they in a striking position. You understand? Protectors, and so those are goddesses. Protecting one in many instances, it may be male and female, but in many instances, it could represent Isis and Nebhet, her sister. You understand what I'm saying? Her sister, which were protectors of the Pharaoh and guided him as he moved and transitioned. They never left his side. They never leave the spirit side. It helps to guide the spirit all the way to the door. This is how good the goddesses was for our people. Okay, and so here you see symbolic winged serpent of the goddess. You see what I'm saying? Symbolic wing. Now they got names here. Mersaka. Now I don't get off into that. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's where they started to make up their own alphabet. And so that shit is to be discarded. You understand what I'm saying? But here you see the two serpents, king cobras, wing cobra, and this is what later became the dragon. So when you speak return of the dragon, it's the return of the Christ consciousness. See, not just, you know what I'm saying? You got to understand the spiritual understanding behind the serpent, the spiritual understanding behind the dragon. The return of the dragon is the return of the solar age on the planet, which is a cleansing process that's going to take up off of this goddamn earth everything that ain't supposed to be here. Okay? So that's why I keep teaching. When you see this white Christ on the cross, it's not just any cross, it's the solar cross. You see what I'm saying? You got to look behind that. They coming. The Africans, our ancestors told them as they was conquering Egypt, say, yo, they coming. Handed them the scroll. That's why they didn't have no use for the Alexandria library. A lot of it was foretelling they doom. And so there's no place in a solar religion or a solar spirituality for a Caucasoid. You understand what I'm saying? There is no play. And that's what I love about, and fuck all religion. The one thing about solar worship is going to immediately show you who God and who the goddamn devil. Ain't no goddamn playing with that. That's the pure reality about that. Let me come on down. So I showed you that this is the Nemesis crown. This is the Naga king. This is the dragon king. You understand? Wisdom, gold, and treasure. You understand? Immortal. You understand what I'm saying? Eternal. You understand? These are all the attributes of the Son of the Son. You see what I'm saying? And so you see that his Nemesis crown is the crown of the King Cobra in striking position. You understand? Because he is the King Cobra. He is the lion. He is the great protector of the nation. And he posed to strike just like the Cobra strike for the health and the protection and the defense of his nation. Now, see, at the bottom, the one thing that's particular about the Nubian crown, it got two. You see what I'm saying? It got two coming from the base of the spine all the way up over the crown to the seat of the soul, which is the pineal gland. Okay? Which is the pineal gland. And even that is sacred geometry when you're talking about pi. You see what I'm saying? It ain't no goddamn coincidence. And you can see the twin serpents there. That's your caduceus. And showing you, see at the top, that's the cosmic representation. When you're looking at the bottom, that's the human anthropomorphic representation. We are the Son of the Sun. We are the image of the sun on this planet. You understand what I'm saying? And the proof is in our ability to produce melanin, and number two, having the spiral woolly hair on our head. Number three, looking at the resume of our people being in Africa, which is the throne of the sun on the planet. Africa sits at the top of the planet. That's why it's the hottest. And this is where, African kind. I ain't gonna say no humanity. African kind. See, when we want to, you want to add a motherfucker on that don't supposed to be there, we say it's the home of, no, bitch, it's the home of African kind. That's the only thing come up out of Africa. Okay, so I don't want to hear no human kind. I don't know. The only thing come out of Africa is Africans. What the fuck? What land is hue? I understand hue is color, but that don't define your culture, your language, your history. Hue, okay, yeah, we got hues, we know that, but where are we from? Where's our land of origin? Is Africa. So the only people come up out of Africa is African kind, okay? And you got to be a son of the sun or the daughter of the sun to be of African kind. So how the hell did the white man come up out of Africa and your ass is burning up in Norway? You can't even live in Norway, less known Africa. I just want to say that for the record. All right, let me move down. Now, this is, if you watch that one mummy, the third mummy, and you had old Jet Li in there. And so one aspect of China, just to show you how the Africans went over there and established, that's the Naga. That motherfucker ain't the original. I showed you that. And if you're in here in the house tomorrow, I'm going to show you again. They're not the original peoples of what we call today Asia. But the first king of China, Qin Shi Huang, was the Dragon King. And so that's the king that Jet Li played in that mummy movie. Qin Shi Huang. Now, if you go and look him up, you will see many representations of him as the Dragon King. And he started the Qin dynasty, and this was their flag. This was their flag. But that's just like the samurai, got the horns of Heru, Heru on his head with the sun disk in there. You see what I'm saying? That the African was the first in all landmass. All of Japan, Australia, the same ones you see in Australia, Tasmania, was in Japan, was in China, was in India. The people you see there today is fucking nomads. They some Johnny-come-latelys, and they just lately got there, okay? God damn it, far too late to be claiming that they the originals of the land. So when you look at the Queen Dynasty flag and you come down, you can see it's nothing but the winged serpent. You see the sun disc there? You understand what I'm saying? This is what it is. So the dragon, the return of the dragon is the return of the African goddess, you understand, supreme wisdom of the goddamn universe. That's what it is. And it's coming back, and it's coming back, and it's going to be all powerful. You either bow down, nigga, or go on the ground. That's the only thing going to happen for you. And so again, we talk of royalty many times. When you look at serpents and dragons, they always got crowns. You understand what I'm saying? That show you that they symbolic of a dynasty. You understand? Royal dynastic bloodline. So if they say drag, don't let these niggas out here tell you that you have, this is symbolic. You got to look at the sacred definitions and the sacred geometry. You ain't gonna have turn into no goddamn serpent. If a motherfucker cut you in, it's symbolic. And I'm gonna get off into that. We're moving down. Organic, because we talk about ore. That means you come from the living matter. You are derived of living matter. You're created from living matter. It's outside. It's what the word I'm looking for. When you look at the Caucasoid or the Carcassoid, you understand what I'm saying? See, he's from the carcass. You understand what I'm saying? He's from the Carcass Mountains, the Caucasus Mountains, which we know is dead. Okay, but we are from ore because we understand as we move down that ore is also a term, gorgon. You understand? Another one, orchestra, and another Orpheus. You see the ore is in there. So many of them we gonna show you is serpentine in origin. You understand what I'm saying? And because they trying to duplicate that greatness of our people by stealing our zoo type. Just like you see Jesus with the halo. No, goddamn well ain't no white man gonna be chosen in no solar religion. How you're burning up? So you stealing symbols that don't belong to you. And if I run it down, I can show you and expose their ass on everything they stealing from our people. So you see right here, you got Queen Shi-Hong. Then you come down to one of the true Nagas, the true Serpentine king, Negus Nagas. You understand? The kings of Aksum and kings of Ethiopia, the Negus Nagas. Okay, so we know that Naga, and you can see Naga, and you see snake, you see Naga, N-A-G-A, and then you see snake, and you see Na in there, S-N-A, K-E. So you can see that is intertwined Naga and snake. But like I say, I want to be very clear that it's a king cobra. It's not just any snake. So you see the Nagusa Nagas, king of kings. So right there, you see again that the serpent and the dragon is connected to royalty. Okay? And you see here the treasures. If you watch even Lord of the Rings, the motherfucker was what? Motherfucker was guarding all that treasure in the mountain. Okay? And you see right here, you got many where you see the dragon in books. You see what I'm saying? You know goddamn well ain't no goddamn dragon. That's a zoomorphic representation of African people. You better wake up. You better wake up. So when you read a lot of these stories, they will add in a zoomorphic form and one who's not aware that they interchange a cosmic symbols, zoomorphic symbols to represent a human symbol. Then, if you don't have that type of understanding and training in occultism, you understand what I'm saying? Parables. Even Jesus said he spoke in parable. If you don't know people's is speaking in parable, you ain't gonna know to pull layers off of that shit and go deeper and deeper. You're gonna read it and be confused because you're gonna be sitting up here talking about a goddamn dragon and you ain't gonna understand it's talking about African people. Let me move down. So you see here the dragon is reading the book, wisdom, as wise as serpents. You see what I'm saying? So they say the serpent told Eve, go ahead and eat that. You understand? But that's cosmological. because the apple is only symbolic of the sun. You see what I'm saying? It's only symbolic of the sun in that instance. You know what I'm saying? When you go into the cosmological, when you see the apple in the serpent's mouth, that's the sun. And I showed y'all that on the other one. I can't put it up because this Serpentine, man, is becoming one of my lectures. I got about from Naga to Nigga and all the Serpentine lectures inside of that. Man, it's got so massive to where my Serpentine scrolls is out of. I got to go in and spend months just cleaning it up and getting it all together. It's like, God damn, it grew tremendously. You understand? Let me come on down. So you see here, and you see, and it speaks in the Bible that, and I'll get to where it talk about crushing the serpent. You understand that the serpent will strike his heel, but you gonna crush his head. You see, we don't understand that. That's the same shit when they talk about St. Patrick running the snakes about Ireland. See, we don't understand that they talking about crushing us, crushing the woman. It's no different in crushing the woman, crushing African society. You understand? Because we understand that she the serpent. It's also symbolic of the Pharaoh. You understand what I'm saying? It's symbolic of African people crushing us. And that's what they've been doing to us every goddamn since. You understand? They done came into our land. Here it is right here. About to talk to you Negroes tonight. Genesis 3:15. It said, I will put enmity between you and the woman and between your seed and her seed. He shall bruise you on the head and you shall bruise him on the heel. And he talking, you know what I'm saying? And so you see right there, I put it in there. You see right there where the serpent got the apple. The apple is only symbolic of the sun. You see what I'm saying? Which is and so this is symbolic of the goddess. The African goddess is also symbolic of the African nation. Is also symbolic of African people. God damn. That's why I had to come back so you understand this shit. Many times they talk in parables. They talk, you know, when you talk about anthropomorphic, you give animals or cosmological entities human-like traits. The man in the moon, the man in the sun. You see, you know, Aesop fables where the damn Ansi the spider is talking. And then you go in many stories in many children books, the rabbit is talking. That's anthropomorphic. You're giving animals and you're giving cosmological entities human-like traits. The moon talking to the sun. You understand what I'm saying? That's anthropomorphic. You see what I'm saying? So you got to read between the lines that they using cosmological story and they using zoomorphic or animals in reality to play out a story that in reality is human. You understand what I'm saying? And you know, and only those that's aware that it's a parable will peel back the layers. You understand? The veil to see what it truly is. Symbols and tradition. Snakes. It has long been recounted that during his mission in Ireland, St. Patrick once stood on the hilltop with only a wooden staff right there, Serpentine, went over that. By his side, banished all snakes from Ireland. Listen to this. In fact, the island nation was never home to any snakes. The banishing of the snakes was really a metaphor for the eradication of pagan ideology from Ireland and the triumph of Christianity. Okay? See that? And niggas up here with the goddamn St. Patrick's and all of this shit, dancing. The goddamn leprechaun is the twa. That leprechaun is the twa. I got the books where the white boy Richie wrote about it. You understand what I'm saying? He wrote about it, that the twa was in Ireland. They was all through Europe. That's where you find the Venuses in. And you know what I'm saying? These is the female deities of the twa that was all through Europe. 30,000 BC. It wasn't a goddamn Caucasoid nowhere but up in them goddamn caves at that time. They only came out of the cave last 2,000 years. And 2 days from going, 2 days out the cave, 2 days from going back. Let me go on down here. Look at this. You see here. You see this beast. You see he putting out the serpent. That's us. That's our people they putting up out. But at the same time, I've already taught you that the staff itself is serpentine. He's still in our oracles. He's still in our sign. He's still in our scrolls. You understand? When you see that serpent wrap up like that, even the scroll is serpentine. When the motherfucking serpent wrap up and shit, even that is serpentine. Scroll, not. So you see here, it show the serpents, this beast putting the serpents out, and you see right here, we the serpent. And this is our set. You see the horns of Heru, you see the sun, and you see the plumes of Mayat, Amen. You see that? So you see right there, that's our set. She's the oracle. You understand? That's who they putting up out it. That's who put them down, what they talking about. What's that? Stonehenge. You understand what I'm saying? Africans put that up there. Get the fuck out of here. Goddamn white man been living in goddamn straw huts from day one. Still living there. Okay, I showed y'all. Now, let's deal with these root words. Now, Afi. I gave y'all that many times. You know, they hide the Serpentine vernacular in, you know, certain terminologies. Afi is one of. Afi is one of. Let me get back up here. And so sometimes they'll flip it. Instead of O-P-H-I, they'll spell it I-P-H-O. And then sometimes the O will become an A. Because you're going to see that with seraphim, which is the highest order of the Hebrews, which means fiery serpent. You also so to see the spelling O-P-H-E or Orph, O-R-P-H, metamorphosis, transformation. You understand what I'm saying? Morpheus. You understand what I'm saying? Even in that morphine, because you're dealing with dream. Nigga, you fucking with the mind. You transform. You're going into another state. You understand what I'm saying? So even in morphine, you get or. And then you get or, gorgon, and so on. And then afi. You understand what I'm saying? Afi. Philosopher. You understand? We're going to deal with that. So you see Sophia, which is an oracle, it's symbolic of Isis. When you see Sophia, that's Isis, which is the Greek god of wisdom. You see what I'm saying? That's all that is Isis, the Greek god. And another thing, the owl is also symbolic of the dragon. You understand? The phoenix is symbolic of the dragon. The griffin is symbolic of the dragon. So many times you see that the owl is also what? Connected to wisdom. You see what I'm saying? That's us. And you can even see the gorgon on a shield. You even see the gorgon right there on a shield. And so, as you understand, Sophia, the goddess of wisdom, is rooted in Afi. You also see the Hagia Sophia, which is the first Christian church that was ever created on the planet Earth. Motherfucker talking about Christianity it started in Africa, but the first place that it went when it left Africa, and when the Greeks and the Romans was done with Egypt, they went to what? Constantine went to what? Constantinople. Constantine was supposedly the first Christian emperor, which was a lie. He moved his capital from Rome to Constantinople, and the first church that was created, megalithic church in honor of Serapis Jesus, was the Hagia Sophia, which is Serpentine. That's Isis. That's Isis. That's our set. Okay? Right there, look at it. And so, again, even in that, you see both of the great churches of Christianity, the Hagia Sophia and St. Peter's Basilica. See, I went over there, that Basilisk, which is the king of the serpents. And so you got to understand that the king Basilica is the feminine origin, a representation of Basilisk. So it's symbolic of Lilith, even though it goes back to Aset, who is the original Serpentine oracle. Okay? But then they start flipping it, and then they put Lilith, and you can see even in Basilica, you see Basilif. You understand what I'm saying? You see it's right in there. I-L-I. You got to break that shit down and pull it apart. You understand? I could put it in there if need be. Lilith. Okay? Let me put it on in there. We're on the chalkboard. Fuck it. Put it on in there. Y'all better have your ass in class tomorrow. That's all I'm telling you. Miss it if you feel like it. You be begging, Seti, when you gonna do that one again? Shit, the only reason I'm doing it because it's black by popular demand. A lot of people missed it. People want to say, Seti, please bring it back. Okay, I'm gonna bring it back. So you see right there, when you pull Basilica apart, you see it sitting there, Basilica, okay? And I'm gonna put it back, so you can see it. So you have to pull that root, you have to pull that shit apart. Just like in there, you got the 16 chapel. You see, if you put it in there, let me put it up there, chapel. You see the L in there, which is the king of the Canaanite gods. You understand what I'm saying? Which is the king of the Canaanite gods. So they talking about they worshiping some goddamn Jesus, and I can break this motherfucker down and show you all before you even walk through the motherfucking door. I can name you all the motherfucking gods that don't even got nothing to do with no goddamn Jesus. Okay? Sorry to tell you that. Let me come on down. And so right there, you see the king of the serpents, and this is Basilisk, and you see the crown that's on his head. Okay? Now, as we dealt with Afi, you see you got a Fucus, which is the 13th zodiac that they don't talk about. You understand what I'm saying? Because you got 13 months in the Egyptian calendar. You see what I'm saying? You got 13 months in the Egyptian calendar. And so you got Ophiuchus, and you see him there with the serpent. You understand what I'm saying? You can go do your zodiac. And so you see Afi is, again, connected to the Serpentine. Now, as you see with Seraphim, you see what I'm saying? You got the APHI, which is the same as Afi. The only thing is you didn't switch the vowel, okay, which is interchangeable. The vowel, the O and the A is interchangeable. So within Seraphim, which is the highest order of the angels, right next to the throne of God. You understand what I'm saying? Right next to the throne of God. Let me see. Is this popping? Right next to the throne of God. Sitting next to the throne of God. So what's the throne of God? The sun. The sun is the throne of God. That's what the throne of God is. The sun. Anytime they show you the goddamn God in heaven, nigga, you're going to see a bright goddamn light. You understand what I'm saying? So it said that the seraphim is right next to the throne. So you see the 9 choirs of angels, first hierarchy, seraphim is at the top, and seraphim means what? It means fiery serpents. So the fire is symbolic of the sun. Okay? That's what it is, symbolic of the sun. Let me move on down. Cracking. So this right here, they'll show you the flame, but see, this is, you see, they didn't gave it a human aspect. You understand what I'm saying? They're not going to show you the serpentine aspect of it. They're not going to show you, even though, if they did, then it would be too easier for you to make the connection that they took it out of Egypt. So you see right there that Afi, see, right here, they flipped it. They flipped it. It's OHP, and they used the Y for the I. You see what I'm saying? Let me bring it down so I can keep it with. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to copy that. Paste it in there. See Afi? And so see how they flipped it? So it's right there is IP, but for the I, they put the Y. You see what I'm saying? For the I, they put the Y. So you get Griffin. Okay, you get Griffin, which is dragon, serpentine, and or no matter what you see, the symbolism, the energy, the definition behind the griffin is no different than the energy behind the dragon or the serpent. You see Typhon, you see they flipped it, and you see he's a serpent. You see what I'm saying? He's serpentine. Typhon, you see right there, they flipped it, so it's YPHO. You come here as IPHO. They'll flip it. And then we got Apophis, okay? Aphi, okay? Apophis, Aphi, which is the great serpent that derive, spiritual origin of the universe. Whereas Apophis is trying to, destroy. He's, in this instance, he is chaos. You understand what I'm saying? Because he's chasing the sun. And what they get from that, if you ever see the serpent, many times they'll go find other animals' eggs and they suck the, eat the egg, and you'll see the egg in the serpent's mouth. And so that's symbolic of the snake trying to catch the sun. You understand what I'm saying? And swallow the sun. So this is where this is the definition of Apophis, but that's the balance of the universe. The majority of 90% of the definitions about the serpent is divine. You see what I'm saying? But this is a cosmic story. So you see and so you get oracle. You see what I'm saying? You get oracle. And the oldest and greatest oracle, and that's divine, and they're feminine. They're women. You understand what I'm saying? That can speak to the ancestors. That can look into the future. You understand what I'm saying? They could prophesize the future, speaking one with the ancestors. So only African women could be oracles. You understand what I'm saying? How the fuck you gonna be an oracle and you ain't even connected to the damn sun? You understand? The only way you could be an oracle is be connected to the sun. You understand what I'm saying? So the only oracles on the planet, by ancient definition, is the African woman. I must say that. Okay? You got a problem with it? Too goddamn bad. Now, you got the oracles of Greece. You see, now one of the greatest oracles of Greece was Pythia, which is symbolic of Python. And you see her over there, ain't doing nothing, just like crackers do today, trying to steal. That's why we about to go in on the voodoo. Got all these white beasts up in there talking about I thought our ancestors was the energy source of the voodoo. How the fuck can a white motherfucker who punished and brutalized and enslaved and oppressed, murdered and committed genocide, how the fuck is they gonna tap into the ancestral energy? If anything, is gonna set their ass on fire and and dry their ass insane. What the fuck? And you know what? I ain't gonna go too far off into that because I'm gonna leave that can of whoop ass for another time. You see her here, Pythia, and you see her with the serpent in her hand, look like she been bit, look like her ass got venom going through her vein at this time. You see? So once you understand you see oracle, you also see origin. The black hole, you see new. You understand what I'm saying? You see new. And the womb of the universe, what? Being what? The black hole. You understand what I'm saying? So you see also the serpentine as the serpent or the dragon as a creator of the universe. You understand? They're looked at as creators of the universe. You understand? The creator of a dynastic civilization. You understand? This is where the wisdom comes from. Now in aura, in origin, you understand? If you look at how they switch the word, you get aura as the energy around you, the energy you put out, which is also serpentine. From origin, you get origin. You see what I'm saying? And that's symbolic. As you look and see the aura around the body, you come over and you see here, and I'm gonna come back to the other one, Ouroboros. You see the aura in there, even in the front. You see the Ouroboros, which is, and this is the oldest representation of the Ouroboros. So you know they didn't bend. They didn't even understand that science. Eternity. You understand? Immortal. Transformation. You understand? Moving from one level of existence to another. Salvation. You understand what I'm saying? So you see right here the aura, okay, around, you know, the head of the deity, the head of the Ka, the spirit. You see what I'm saying? You see it right there. And so as you see origin, you see, and we're gonna go right back into the aura boards. We're gonna get right back. But as you deal with origin and you deal with origin, you understand the aura, the energy that surrounds our people. When you're building up your science, when you're building up your spirituality, your physical reality, your spirituality, your physical reality, and your intellectual reality, your aura will become stronger and stronger as you become more and more connected to the universe, more and more connected to the things of creation, more connected to the cosmos. Your aura will grow. Okay, so origin and origin. Okay, and we understand origin is what? Genesis. Okay, and when we break down Genesis, what is it? It's the genes of Isis. Niggas better wake up tonight. You better wake up tonight. I want you to break this shit down. I want you to rewind this shit as many times as you got to do it to get it. And so again, so we look at what? We look at the Ouroboros, and in that, you also see what? Or, you see oracle, you see origin, okay? You get Ouroboros, and what you get? You get orb. You get orb. Dragons is also connected to orbs. And so the orb is the sun. When you see the dragon, what you see? When you see the serpent, you see what? And so, again, a lot of people, even the earth, you understand? You see orbs. You know what I'm saying? That's why, again, all that flat earth shit, I don't know where the fuck niggas got that garbage from. So you see that you get what you call the dragon's age. So the sun, the earth, the moon, sometimes the dragon or the serpent is connected to, so they connected to orbs. You see what I'm saying? Because when you look at the Ouroboros, you see that, what is it? It's an orb. It's symbolic of an orb. It's symbolic of centrifugal force. That's how the universe moves. It moves in a spiral. And you get out of a spiral, you get what? You get spirit. You understand? Spiral is spirit. So the serpent moves in a spiral. And you understand what I'm saying? Symbolic of the pineal. That's why it sits there. It's transmitting the energy. Even when you see energy, and it sometimes you see, if you look up in the sky, you can see that motherfucker pulsating. You understand what I'm saying? You can see it pulsating, transmitting energy. Okay, again, the orb. You're looking at the orb. You see the OR is symbolic of serpentine energy. Orbit. Okay, so when you look at Ouroboros, you're also looking at orbit. It's orbit. You understand? You got a cosmological representation. You got zoomorphic this is the cosmological representation. This is the zoomorphic representation. And us moving from the physical plane to the spiritual plane, that's the physical representation, all meaning the same, transcending, moving from one stage to the next. So you see centrifugal force. And when you look this up, this is the energy of the universe. And Africans took that science and they took it to the wheel. They took it, if you look at the goddamn DVD, that's centrifugal force. Centrifugal force. Okay, the record player. Everything, you know, the goddamn wheel inside of your goddamn car engine. All of that is moving in centrifugal force. Even when you flush the goddamn toilet, the motherfucker go down in that energy. You understand what I'm saying? And so you see that the spiral or what we call the orb or the circle is sitting right over the pineal gland. You see it sitting right over the pineal gland. And in this instance, it's representing a portal, a satellite. Even the satellite, if you look inside of it, or antenna, you understand what I'm saying? You will see it moves in a spiral. You understand? If you look at the damn Saturn. It moves in it, and so the energy is coming down, and the way that it moves, it builds up energy when it moves in a centrifugal force. Okay, so when you see this, you see the spiral, symbolic of spirit, that the spirit is transcending to the universe. It's a receiver and a sender. Okay, so you speaking to the universe and you receiving information, with the melanin being a conductor of that energy. See, that energy is raw energy, and so when it comes in, the eye, the hair, the skin will act as a filter. You understand what I'm saying? To filter the energy, and what comes out of the filtration of that energy is melanin. And the melanin is coded with that information. It'll carry that information from your brain down your nervous system, which is what? What is the basis of your nervous system? The spine. You see what I'm saying? It'll come from your brain and it'll carry that information. Your brain is the computer system, and then it'll come down that spine and whatever part of the body, and you study the spine and you study the nervous system, it'll show you where it'll take whatever, if it's the left side, the right side, if it's going to your organ, if it's going to your heart, if it's going to your kidney, if whatever part of your body is going to come down that spine, and it's coded. Your spine is coded with all parts of the body. You see what I'm saying? So if it's a healing process that needs to take place, if you talking to the universe and you looking for the universe to heal you, and you put that information, it'll come back. You understand what I'm saying? And as it come back, it'll go down into the necessary area of your body that it need to go to. You understand? If you on that level. You understand what I'm saying? If you're on that level. Other than that, nigga, you better get you some medicine. Okay? Get you some medicine. I don't want nobody go out there and shit doing no Hindu yoga shit. And motherfucker, you need to have your ass. You got the goddamn coronavirus. Don't be fucking with none of this. Take your ass right on up in there and talk to them people. Okay? You understand? This is for a level where we build up to that level. We is far from that level right now. Okay, again, you're looking at infinite consciousness and eternal wisdom of the soul of melanin manifestation of creation. So you see, it represents the same thing. The spirit, the spiral. You understand what I'm saying? That the pineal gland is the seat of the soul. It's the seat, and the soul is what? Our connection, that piece of us that's connected to the solar system. The solar, which is the sun. Okay, they knew that. Okay, so in spiral, you find what? You find spirit. You also find the Serpentine movement. Let me come on down. So you see here, you see the Naga moving no different than the energy of the universe, the centrifugal force. Okay? And so it's symbolic of the same. So spiral is symbolic of spirit. Okay? It's symbolic of spirit. It's symbolic of centrifugal force. This is the movement of the universe. This is the movement of the universe. It goes on, and so it's eternity. You understand what I'm saying? It's infinite. It's immortality. It's never ending. It's going around, and we are the immortal race. We are the immortal people. Okay, we of the melanin. We of the cosmic melanin. We are, the melanin, the human melanin, and the cosmic melanin. Okay, which is one and the same, just different planes of existence. And so, as you see, the energy is moving through the spiral up out of the black hole. You can see that the energy moves nonetheless. And the same, as you can see, the energy, that's the energy you connected to. Don't believe that you're not. You cannot be in this universe and not connected to the universe. Just like the sun is pulling on you, all cosmic bodies is pulling on your ass. You're a little speck. You understand what I'm saying? You're a little speck. And so everything in the universe has its place in your existence. You just got to find out what it is. Our ancestors been studying that for a million years, and that's why they were so great in what they was doing. We done lost much of that. When they burnt many of our scrolls in Alexandria, they burnt a lot of, many hundreds of thousands of years of research that you cannot get back. with just one lesson. You understand what I'm saying? This is an overview. This ain't for you to just, this is an overview for you to go back in that direction and, like Sankofa, go back and fetch. So the dragon is the serpent, and the return of the dragon is the global return of the African consciousness of immortality. You understand? The African consciousness of immortality. Ain't no goddamn Bruce Lee. We're not talking about no goddamn Bruce Lee. Now, as we talk about ore also is in organic, okay? 100% natural. And so you see many of the deities is green, okay? They represent, that's organic. You understand? That means what? Related or derived from living matter, okay? This is what it means. You know what I'm saying? So when you see the green Osiris, you see the green Ptah, that's organic, relating to or derived from living matter. That's us. That's Serpentine. You understand what I'm saying? That's exactly what it is. You see the order, and then in Orion the hunter, Orion's belt. You see what I'm saying? Which is in the southern sky anyway. Okay, as we deal with the hemispheres, Milky Way, and so on. And so you see Orion the hunter, and you see right there, you see the serpent. I don't know if that's Draco over there or not. And so the thing is about Orion, you understand what I'm saying? When you look at the Nagas, I'm dropping heavy science tonight. I'm moving as fast as I possibly can because I got to get up for tomorrow. You see the 7 Nagas, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, relating to the 7 stars of Orion belt, which is symbolic of Orion is symbolic of Osiris. You see what I'm saying? Of Osiris. So you see again, the Nagas is symbolic of Orion. That's us. And you see that the serpent in this instance is Osiris and Isis. Okay? And you see here again, the 7 Nagas which are the protectors of the Christ, the African Christ. And then you see the 7 stars of Orion sacred to Osiris. Let me bring it down. And again, we see the helix. We see the helix, which is symbolic of what? The twin serpents. That's all that is. The caduceus. They keep taking it from our ancient spirit, which is the serpents. You see what I'm saying? The mitochondrial DNA. You understand what I'm saying? The oldest DNA in your body. Go back to the mother. Go back to the mother. And so when you look at the dragon and he spit the fire, that's why he spit the fire, because he's a symbol of what? The sun. The fire that he spit is the energy of the sun, and that's why the dragon is connected to fire. Now, I didn't put this one in, orc. You understand what I'm saying? Orcs, as you see on the Lord of the Rings. See, in their instance, they want to show the negativity, and I can guarantee you, every time you see it from a crocker's perspective, it's going to be negative. So you got the arcs or orcs, okay? You got the orc, which is Shrek, the orc. So you see the serpentine in there. You see, again, this is the Ouroboros. You see, it's a continuous, infinite, eternal existence. This is where that's why I say, I don't know why motherfuckers say that the 0 means nothing. You understand? The circle is infinite. It's eternal. It's the womb. You understand? And that shows again that we are immortal, that we are the infinite immortal race on this planet. That's exactly what it means. And you see right there, you see again, the serpent chasing his tail, making what? The 8. So all of the numbers, wisdom, the numbers, the alphabet is serpentine in origin. We are the creators. The African, when you ain't no language older than what we call the metal letter. It's the oldest language. We invented the paper. You could not have written shit without paper. African people created the paper, the pen, the goddamn, had about 4, 5 goddamn alphabets, and then we were so good at it, we wrote up alphabets for other motherfuckers, like ghost writing. You understand what I'm saying? We ghost written all these other motherfuckers alphabet behind the scene. Huh, motherfucker? You savage. Let me at least write you something down on a piece of paper so you can, come into civilization one way or another. even though I know you ain't gonna accept it as your natural state of being. We gonna ghost write you, motherfucker. And that's what they did for the Greeks. Ghost wrote a motherfucking alphabet for their motherfucker. I'm gonna put these few little words, or you grunting. You really don't need no language when you goddamn grunting. You know what I'm saying? So again, you got and so Gorgon. Nah, I put Bess in there because a lot of people don't know that when you look at the Greeks in the moving family, when you look at the Greeks, they use the symbol of Bess as a Gorgon. And so we understand Medusa's being a Gorgon. You see the ore in there. And so you look here and you see this is a Gorgon. Best depicted as a Gorgon in ancient Greece. I'm going to show you some more. See, these is Gorgons. You see what I'm saying? As you can see, that's Bess. You see what I'm saying? So they stealing from the true Serpentine race. And then, again, once you understand that the leprechaun is the Twa, when the goddamn St. Patrick put the goddamn snakes up out of goddamn Ireland, you got to understand, he talking about the Twa. What y'all doing out there? Am I hidden? Am I hidden? All right. All right. All right. I just want to make sure. I hadn't checked for a minute. Let me keep it moving. Let me keep it moving. And so, again, Orph. And so, O-R-P-H, Orph. You get Orpheus, which is the god of music. You get orchestra, okay? You get orchestra. So when you come down and you see the snake dance, you see what I'm saying? You see the snake dance and dance to the harmony. So the serpent is also connected to music. And I didn't put Bess up at the temple of Set with the harp and shit. You can go into the temple of Set at Philae, and you'll see Bess on the wall with the harp, even got the bagpipes. So you see here, you see long before this motherfucker right here thought he was doing something, you could go right back to ancient Egypt and you can see the serpent coming up out the boat. The serpent been there, and when you look in there, you got to look at the symbols. You see the Shanu represent what? Eternity, infinity. It's nothing but a small representation of what you call the cartouche. And so when you see the serpent and niggas do the serpentine break dance in the waves, and so in one instance it's called the wave, but that show you how the wave and water is connected to the serpent. Let me come on down. And so we talk about metamorphosis. Okay, you see here, you see the Naga half serpent, half man, meaning, it looked like he almost in between a full metamorphosis. You understand what I'm saying? Either full human or full serpent. You see what I'm saying? And you get Morpheus because you're talking about the transformation from one stage of being to the other. You understand what I'm saying? Not you gonna turn into no motherfucking snake, because you're not gonna turn into no motherfucking snake, okay? You're not gonna turn into no goddamn snake. It just means as a symbol of when the snake shed its skin, that it moves from one stage of existence to another. And when we pass on, and we come up out of that cocoon and we move into one stage another stage of existence, which is an eternal stage of existence, that we go on to an afterlife. Everybody else, they just died, dropped dead, and didn't give a goddamn about nothing. They didn't know nothing about no salvation. So you get Morpheus, who is the Greek god of dreams. And in that, you see Serpentine. And it ain't by coincidence you see that man got like a reptilian goddamn jacket on with a goddamn green top. It's not by no goddamn coincidence. See, they already know that. You understand what I'm saying? They playing their part. And because of the dream, this is where you get morphine. Take your ass into a dream you might not come up out of. But it has to do with, taking the mind somewhere else. You understand what I'm saying? So this is where you get morphine from. And so you see right here, the cocoon. You see what I'm saying? And as you form the first part of the cocoon, you can see the butterfly starting to form. You see the butterfly is starting to crack the shell, come out, and now it's a full butterfly. You see what I'm saying? And so when you talk about that, you see the wicked Christ, white Christ up there. Ain't no white Christ. That Serapis Jesus trying to steal the story of Osiris and Isis. And so you see that the cocoon now has became the mummy. Okay, that's the mummy. You up in your cocoon. But, you know, as they do what they call the opening of the mouth, the priest will come in there and do the opening of the mouth. That's so that you can open and speak into the next life. And you move when you move and you come through the first door, it'll be 12 more doors. See, these are stages of a transformation. Then the final door you will walk through, you will be in what they call a mentor. Okay? But you got to go to each door, and there's a goddess at each door, and it'll be a question that's asked. This is where you get the goddamn the question of the Sphinx and shit. What's you know, if you watch that one crazy ass the riddle of the Sphinx, the Sphinx. Okay, and so you see right here is metamorphosis. You see right here with the Buddha, which ain't nothing but Osiris. You understand what I'm saying? You know, when you look at the woolly-headed Buddhas, Buddha is Osiris. You understand what I'm saying? In the Naga Kushite of Asia. Okay? And so he's in the dead level. He's in the cocoon. You see the serpent, even the bed is serpentine. Okay? Metamorphosis. And so you see now Osiris is rising up. So you also see in there, you see the sun there. So you got the serpentine, he's moving out. He's coming up out of that skin. He's coming into the new skin. He's coming into a new stage of existence. And so you see as the sun also rise the next day. That's resurrection. And you can go all the way to Omeka land and you can see the Omeka in the serpentine. He's rising up. No different. He got the same religion as that in the Nile Valley. Okay, again, so he's rising up, and many times you will see Osiris in this position. When he come up off the bed, he turns over on his belly. I got that. You can look that up. He turns up, and he's like he's rising up, and he's rising up like a serpent. It shows that. You understand? He's coming into new life. And so right there, anthropomorphic is when you give, and you see here the owl. You see here the owl, which is the dragon. He's also connected to literature. As you see the dragon reading the book, you see the owl reading the book. You understand? So so you got anthropomorphic. When you give an animal or a cosmological entity human-like attribute. You know goddamn well ain't no owl got no goddamn graduation gown on, and you know goddamn well ain't no, that's anthropomorphic, meaning you done gave it human-like characteristics. So even in anthropomorphic, you understand, which is human in one instance, but is also serpentine. You see what I'm saying? On the other hand. And so right here, you see right here the Wajet protecting what? That lets you know this is the third eye, representing the pineal gland, which is the seat of the soul. This is the eye that looks out into the cosmos, looks out into the spirit realm. Okay? And again, and I think I done came, that's the phoenix. You understand what I'm saying? That's the phoenix, which is also a dragon. And I'm going to end with this because I read it yesterday and I love to back it up. You understand what I'm saying? This is profound. When I talked about Naga, when I talk about the king cobra, when I talk about the dragon, if you go into Asia, the dragon is also the Naga. Is the Naga. Okay, so let me read this. From Drusilla Dungy Houston. Everybody should get this book. Put it on your shelf. If you don't got it, I don't consider you a real researcher of your own culture. Nigga, you ain't got this classic up there. Then you ain't, because she taught many of the great teachers, Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark, you understand? George G.M. James. She came before all of them. And it's very profound that this sister wrote this book so deep. God damn, in the early 1900s, I say, damn, this sister was on. How the hell she get that information? You see the oracle. You see the oracle. She's an oracle of the African culture. So this is the wonderful Ethiopians of the Kushite Empire. I'm gonna end on this. Okay, it speaks. It speaks. This is page 16. General history informs us that when the curtain of history was lifted, the civilization of Egypt was hoary with age. It was a culture that must have developed from thousands of years of growth. Why is the scholarship of the world so silent as to what lay behind historic Egypt? No nation throughout the ages has, as Athena, sprung full-fledged into knowledge of all the arts and sciences. The story of what lay behind Egypt fascinated the whole ancient world. The culture of Egypt did not originate on the lower Nile. Who then was her teacher? It was the ancient Kushite empire of Ethiopians, the Nagas, the Nagas, which weighty authorities tell us ruled over 3 continents for thousands of years. And so I backed that up because I went to what? I went to Africa, I went to the Americas, and where did I go? I went to Asia. I backed my shit up, okay? Motherfuckers say I need reference. Bitch, I got the reference. Don't ask me for no motherfucking reference and I gave you the goddamn reference. I backed it up. This is a sister that did research and I came to the same conclusion, but I'm using her as my reference. You see? And so it says, now I'm going to start right here. It says, they were a parting of the advancing wave of the old race that swept eastward and westward, people in primitive Arabia, Egypt and Chaldea, Mesopotamia, okay, in Persia. The rich merchants of the ancient Indian commerce had been Dravidian. One of their greatest kingdoms was Pandya, so noted in the Sanskrit writings. The Nadas in Bihar, of whom the great Chandra Gupta sprang, and his greatest son, Askia, were non-Aryan. These were the supposed to be degraded Sudra, Sudan, the Tashaka, and Naga nations who figure so largely in Sanskrit traditions are words purely African. God damn, y'all motherfucker, wake up, nigga. Wake up. Words purely African. This is a sister that didn't even hear the arguments of today. Put the shit down. So when motherfuckers say, oh, Seti was, bitch, shut up. It's African. Oh, stupid ass nigga. You want to be full of niggeritis and niggatosis. Can't even get up out of it. You understand when nigga trying to, oh man, the white man, bitch, shut up. You stuck in crackatosis. You can't even get up out of it. Trapped, just, washing up in crackatosis. Nigga wake up, wash up in crackatosis. Can't even see his excellence. You understand what I'm saying? So family, it's you. So what am I saying? You have to pull back veils. It could be cosmological. It could be zoomorphic. You understand what I'm saying? But up under that is speaking to a people. When you speak of the lion, when you speak of the hawk, when you speak of the cobra, when you speak of the naga, when you speak of the dragon, you're speaking of African people, wise, rich, creators of civilization, creators of the universe, eternal. You understand what I'm saying? Infinite in all knowledge and wisdom. You understand? An infinite race, an eternal and organic race of living matter. That's why we got to eat it, and we have to, and they have to go in there and fuck with it because they ain't organic. They ain't of living matter. We organic. We of the serpentine origin. You understand? Of immortality. These motherfuckers are the carcass from the caucus. You understand what I'm saying? All right, family. I have fun tonight. I needed to, because I wanted to explain this much deeper today than I did yesterday, and I did that. I want to thank y'all for being in the house. I want y'all to check me out. GeneralSeti.com, Seti University. Go on over there and join today. You understand what I'm saying? I got, a lot of videos, but I'm uploading every day. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm just telling you what I got. You understand? I got so by the end of the year, it will be at least 1,000 videos on it. And all, behind the scenes, all the lectures, man, everything. I guarantee you gonna love it. You gonna love it right now. I got hundreds of videos on it right now. It's the complete Suten Seti. I want y'all to get on over to my Patreon. God damn it, I just uploaded some file on there. And my Patreon, I keep exclusive from my GeneralSeti.com. And like I said, I will be adding a live stream on my Patreon so I can go live on my Patreon. I want y'all to get on over there to KingSeti.com, my online marketplace. I got a lot of fly product, comedic jewelry, African jewelry, earrings, T-shirts. I got a lot of live ass shirts. Got art on there. You understand? All the DVDs. You understand what I'm saying? And then the DVDs, I might not put those on General Seti. I'm gonna keep all of that separate. Different treasure chests. You understand what I'm saying? So, you have to go down in that goddamn treasure chest. I got a treasure chest over here. I got a treasure chest over there. Fuck with me, family. I'm doing a great work. I am. I'm trying to keep the family strong out there. I do it for the love of my people. I'm out of here. This is the General Seten Seti saying, hey, arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Hit that goddamn link in the bottom of that damn video and have you, because, man, boy, I got so much shit on this beast, man. I open up. Hey, the making of the white man, I got 3 motherfucking, well, I got the backup shit. And I ain't even went in the backup shit. And I went in the backup shit. I say, God damn, I got this shit sitting over here. Oh my God, let me bring this shit on out. So I got some jewels for y'all tomorrow, family. Black Power.